How to request access to ROSI, OASIS, ROSI Express, and ROSI Files. By the end of this video, you will be able to outline the steps to request access to ROSI, OASIS, ROSI Express, and ROSI Files, and outline the steps to modify or delete ROSI and OASIS access. Let's begin with the steps to request access to ROSI, OASIS, ROSI Express, and ROSI Files. Open your browser and type uoft.me/sis-sharepoint-site to go to the SIS SharePoint site. From the top menu, select Forms and choose Access Forms. Click on ROSI and Database Access Requests. If you have access to ROSI, you will also have access to ROSI Express and ROSI Files. If you require access to functionality in OASIS, let your access control representative know when you ask for your access to ROSI. To request ROSI or OASIS access, use the instructions below provided for staff members. The first step is to contact your divisional access control representative to make your request. If you don't know who your access representative is, visit the Divisional Access Control Representative page and locate your division from the list. Then, send an email to your Divisional Access Control Representative including, for ROSI, your access request and the ROSI access level you need in your position. If you don't know what ROSI access level you need, view the ROSI access levels article in ESC and speak with your manager. For OASIS, include your OASIS access request and specify if you require access to one or more OASIS modules. For example, Absence Declaration or Timetable Builder Administrator screen. Once your ACR has received your access request, including your ROSI access level, they will submit a ROSI access request to EASY on your behalf. Once your manager approved your ROSI access, you will receive an email to accept the ROSI User Confidentiality Agreement. Reply to this email indicating your approval to accept the ROSI User Confidentiality Agreement. Once received, your ROSI access request will be processed. You will then receive an email notification including your ROSI ID and instructions on how to log into ROSI. You can also view the short video How to Logging into ROSI. In addition to ROSI, ROSI Express, OASIS, and ROSI Files, your job may also require you to use other associated systems. Your division is responsible for managing profiles in those systems. You should speak to your access control representative about that when you ask for ROSI access. Next, we will go through the steps to modify or delete ROSI and OASIS access. To modify ROSI access, follow the instructions provided for staff members. First, you need to send an email to your divisional access control representative, including the ROSI access level you need in your position for your modification requests. Once they receive your email, your ACR will submit a ROSI access modification request to EASY on your behalf. Once your manager has approved your ROSI access modification request, the modification will be processed. You will then receive an email notification to confirm your new ROSI access. If you are leaving your position, your ROSI access should be removed. If you are moving to another position at the university, you should be requesting new access appropriate to that position. To have your ROSI access deleted, follow the instructions provided for staff members. Send an email to your divisional access control representative, including the reason for your ROSI access deletion request. Once they receive your email, your ACR will submit a ROSI access deletion request to EASY on your behalf. Once your manager has approved your ROSI access deletion request, the deletion will be processed. That's it! Now you know how to request access to ROSI, OASIS, ROSI Express, and ROSI Files. Want to learn more about student information systems? Check out the other training materials from the SIS onboarding training page, or go to the Enterprise Service Center website and check the Student Information Systems knowledge base articles.